always a pleasure having you again on our weekend magazine program, Sunday Special, where we celebrate people, events, and culture. Tonight on the program, highlight of the conduct of the All Progressive Congress House of Representatives primary elections in Lagos State, plus other fascinating stories will grace your screen. I am Oyi Konsola Ojelade. Welcome on board. The National APC Electoral Committee has described the conduct of the House of Representatives primaries as largely peaceful and orderly. This assessment was given by the chairman of the Electoral Committee, Saleh Yipmong, after monitoring conduct of the primaries in some parts of the metropolis in Lagos. Musa Toliat completes the report.
Less than 91 aspirants screened by the APC Screening Committee contested for available 24 House of Representatives seats across 245 wards in the state. Before embarking on monitoring of the primaries, the National APC Primary Election Committee reminded coalition officers and journalists on modalities adopted for the primary election.
We are here on two instructions, whether we go direct or we go consensus. If you go to the field, and all the aspirants have said and submitted themselves that they have agreed to the process that they have given to one person. Your score sheet is there. You can return it as a consensus candidate.
Because he said, go to the party secretariat. Don't go to any hotel. God will go with you. And by the time we come back in the evening, we come back to be able to beat our chest that, yes, we have done very well.
With the distribution of electoral materials done, it was time for the National APC Primary Election Committee to monitor election primaries at various federal constituencies in the state. At Ikeja Federal Constituency, the committee observed peaceful conduct of the primary election, with incumbent Representative James Faleke seeking re-election. In Ward A4 in Ikorodu Federal Constituency, the incumbent representative and chairman Committee on Defense, Babajimi Benson, told the members of the election committee that the primary was orderly.
Whoever that comes victorious is going to be certified according to the law and is going to be announced at your constituency level and announced at the state level.
Chairman, National APC Primary Election Committee, commended party leadership and faithful for conducting themselves peacefully in Shomolu Federal Constituency. Although there were reports of irregularities and conflicts in some areas in Mushin, Lagos Mainland, and parts of Alimosho, Chairman National APC Primary Election Committee says the outcome of the primary election results collated and situation reports across the state will determine when the National APC Primary Election Appeal Committee will commence sitting. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
Christian clerics have called on Nigerians to continue praying for the nation's leaders and for peaceful democratic processes as the nation prepares for the 2027 general elections. This was at a National Prayer Summit organized in support of the second-term bid of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the governorship aspirant of Lagos State, Deputy Governor Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, held at the Chapel of Christ, the Light Chapel in Alausa, Ikeja. Ese Wamaka reports.
At the National Prayer Summit held at the Chapel of Christ the Light in Alausa, Ikeja, Christian clerics under the aegis of the Christian NGOs Coordinating Council offered special prayers for Nigeria, seeking divine guidance and intervention ahead of the 2027 general election.
Something meaningful, something glorious must abide in Nigeria in the mighty name of Jesus. Pray for the as you are living that position, you will not live to death, you will not live to sickness. We lift up Obafemi Hamzat unto you on the altar of righteousness. The hands of the Lord be upon him today and forever. As he's rising to relevance and to recognition and authority, the Lord should guide him and give unto him divine wisdom to stir the chief of this nation.
The clerics emphasized the need for unity, peace, and God's direction in addressing the nation's socio-economic and political challenges.
So God is still a faithful God. We might have troubles here and there, but we are owned by God. So when Nigeria was formed, it was the hand of God. And there is great expectation in Nigeria.
For the coordinator of the group, Reverend Dr. Sam Ogedigbe, says the nation is in dire need of God-fearing leaders capable of governing with integrity, wisdom, and compassion. He urged Lagosians and Nigerians alike to intercede for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Lagos State Deputy Governor Dr. Bafemi Hamzat ahead of 2027 general election.
We continue to pray for the government, we will continue to pray for this nation, we will continue to pray for all the aspirants so that they can lead us well.
The National Prayer Summit themed A Nation Loved by God drew worshippers, bishops, apostles, and faith leaders who stressed the need for divine intervention in the affairs of the nation. In Lagos, S.A. Owamaka, NT News.
We'll now go on a short break to stay with us.
Make we talk. Time don't reach to rearrange his house to give una small wisdom. Shout mighty fresh now, but you now own, I beg no be so. Before una go talk, say our smile no reach. Make una think am twice so. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world?
Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection unlocks 24 hours cavity defense. The formula boosts with calcium for lifelong smiles.
Mom, it's a time to brush. No more cover mouth.
Colgate for 24 hours maximum.
Step into the world of Shanghai Palette, the heartbeat of Nigeria's palette landscape, where creativity and precision unite from the very beginning. Every palette is a masterpiece, crafted with precision by our dedicated technicians at Shanghai, where precision is not just a standard, but a way of life. Promising excellence that is 100% sourced and proudly produced right here in Nigeria. Choose Shanghai products, where precision meets pride.
Proudly Nigerian.
Shanghai Palette, where quality meets the spirit of craftsmanship.
Welcome back. The increasing pace of inclusive growth, sustainable development, and corporate reputation in Lagos State cannot be overemphasized. This is as a result of its commercial nerve and launchpad of corporate social responsibility programs, which provide many opportunities for the residents and national development at large. Mwabufo Nwoye has the details.
Responsibility, CSR, refers to the ethical and voluntary effort of companies to contribute to economic, social, and environmental development while improving the quality of life of employees, local communities, and the society at large. Corporate social responsibility is not just a moral imperative, but a strategic approach to sustainable business. In today's global business economy, companies that carry out corporate social responsibility are seen as leaders not only in business performance, but also in social stewardship. Corporate social responsibility programs in Lagos State are prominent, especially on environmental control, education, capacity building, healthcare, and infrastructure development. The residents say many companies, including religious organizations' corporate social responsibility programs, are empowering communities and complementing government efforts.
So many people, so many big organizations, they do so many things, but the more they are, the bigger they are, depends on how good, how fast they can give back to the society.
In the area of health, Nawaruddin is playing a major role. Equally, tertiary institution is a major thing that Nawaruddin considers seriously.
The command headquarters right now has floodlights. Every night they come on, and it's solar powered. It was donated by the company free of charge. Our complaint response unit has brand new computer sets. It was donated by a law firm.
The Lagos state government has strong mechanisms such as Ministry of Environment and Climate Change, Environmental Protection Agency, and other collaborative partners that monitor and prosecute corporate bodies whose activities violate the environmental laws, while it also has Industrial Abatement Award to reward businesses that uphold high environmental standards. The impact of corporate social responsibility is strong as a result of corporate organizations' initiative to engage with communities to identify areas of corporate social responsibility programs.
By extension, and that's what I say, it allows us to assess leverage from corporate organization and also even from the government, and in which at the end we disburse that back to the masses, so that masses too can benefit from what is coming from corporate society and also from the government. Because what we are really keen about is getting back to the society.
If we're a caring society, we are a sharing society, guess what? We'll become a wealthy society. That's the way I view corporate social responsibility. And it's not about the quantum of what you give. It's about that intentionality, and it becomes your lifestyle.
Some stakeholders say implementing corporate social responsibility in developing countries is challenging as a result of political, economic, cultural, and infrastructural limitations.
You need that corporate social responsibility for sake of sustainability. If I become a success today, what about those who are coming after me? How do they succeed? Because my success must have consumed some of the resources that were meant for them. If I don't do anything to generate more resources, then I have not created a forum for the success of those who are coming behind me.
Respondents also say that measuring and evaluating the impact of social responsibility in national development is difficult due to lack of standard metrics and institutional capacity. They are of the opinion that quality measurement and evaluation of impact of social responsibility on national development be achieved through structured, transparent, and context-sensitive approach. In Lagos,
People often become very eager to collect titles, academic, professional, or social, because titles carry meaning beyond just words. However, the desire can sometimes go too far, where people chase titles mainly for status or comparison to feel superior. In such cases, the title becomes more about appearance than growth. Thomas Bitere has more details.
In a society where respect is tied tightly to status, many people feel invisible without a title. Everyone wants to be noticed, heard, even if it means wearing someone else's crown. For many, it is not just about ego, it's about culture, a culture that celebrates titles as symbol of success and validation, where being addressed as chief or doctor instantly command attention and open doors.
What are you doing with that title? The title is just there, but what are you making the title be? What are you achieving with that title?
For others, it is a pure strategy, not sentiments. Big titles can be powerful tools. Introduce yourself as doctor, chief, or professor, and suddenly people listen differently. Clients trust you faster. Invitation comes easier, and doors that once seemed closed swing open. In their eyes, a borrowed title is not vanity, it's survival. A way to climb a ladder that often rewards image more than integrity.
Why do you want what you are not, for God's sake? But that's Nigeria for you. Chief doctor. Even chief is not enough for them, right? They put doctor. They make a mockery of hard work.
Whether it is driven by insecurity, a hunger for validation, or the need to appear accomplished, one thing is clear. Fake titles are not a laughing matter. They expose a deeper issue in our society, one where looking successful sometimes counts more than being successful. Concerned persons believe that until that mindset changes, many will keep reaching for crowns they didn't earn, just to feel seen in a world obsessed with appearances.
Everyone yearns for that respect. So people would fake it just so they can be able to get respect, recognition, ultimately, positions.
Experts believe that at its core, this obsession reflects a crisis of identity where worth is measured by external applause rather than genuine achievement. But as Nigeria evolves, there is a growing conversation about redefining what truly deserves respect.
It's more or less of a yearning for recognition stemming from a society that has so much respect for big titles rather than merit. You know, a society that accords you the respect if you have titles, you go to a place or an event, they all give you that kind of respect. This is high chief, this professor, this, and all of that. So
The consensus is clear. Integrity, competence, and authenticity must once again take center stage. Until that happens, experts insist our social stage will remain crowded with performance in costumes of borrowed glory, while the truly deserving stand quietly in the shadows, waiting to be seen.
Cancer is a large group of diseases that can start in almost any organ or tissue of the body when abnormal cells grow uncontrollably to invade adjoining parts of the body. In this report, our correspondent takes a look at the prevalence of cancer, prevention, and available treatment options. The report.
World Health Organization statistics, cancer is the second leading cause of death globally, accounting for an estimated 9.6 million deaths, or 1 in 6 deaths. Countries across the world are grappling with the cancer burden, which continues to grow globally, causing tremendous physical, emotional, and financial strain on health systems, individuals, families, and communities. According to oncologists, cancer cases in Nigeria have been on steady increase, especially breast cancer, which is more prevalent among women than men.
The estimated incidence for breast cancer, which is the commonest that we see in female, is about 27%. Out of 12 new cases, we may end up seeing like breast cases that are 8.
The death of cancer specialists, known as oncologists, is also a major challenge.
We're about 100. We do not have enough oncologists in Nigeria, all right? We're training, but the Japa syndrome has also affected the field of oncology. However, there are some states without oncologists.
Suffice it to say that cancer is not a death sentence. 43-year-old Favor is a cancer survivor with 4 kids and a spouse.
I was diagnosed of breast cancer in 2019, which turned my world upside down. So I decided that, okay, I'm going to do this chemotherapy no matter what it takes. So I want to encourage everyone out there also to do your regular screening, be cancer aware, be proactive with your health, and do all it takes to stay healthy.
Knowing the causes of cancer leads to prevention of the scourge.
As you are getting older, you have a higher chance of getting those cancers. Then some patients, they have a strong family history of cancer.
Early detection and diagnosis of cancer raises hope of survival, but the cost of screening comes with huge financial burden.
Some patients, they don't even have money for those investigations. So it's that bad. But then talking about the advanced investigations like PET CT scan or PSMA PET, they're running into like $1 million or over $1 million.
Intervention from government at all levels will go a long way to ease cancer financial burden on the citizenry.
Cancer is a serious threat, but with awareness, early detection, and support, lives can be saved and hope sustained. Heartbreak is a deep emotional pain that comes from losing someone or something you deeply care about. It often follows the end of a relationship, unrequited love, or betrayal. People experiencing heartbreak may feel sadness, emptiness, anger, or confusion, and it can affect emotional and physical well-being. Although painful, heartbreak is a natural part of life and personal growth. Over time, healing happens, leading to greater emotional health and understanding. Fadeke Upuntuashir completes the report.
Heartbreak is a universal human experience that transcends age, yet unfolds uniquely in each generation. It is a complex emotional experience characterized by intense feelings of sadness, grief, Anger and disappointment, often resulting from the breakdown of a romantic relationship, loss of a loved one, or betrayal.
Heartbreak is a kind of trauma. And what is trauma? Trauma is the psychological, mental, and emotional response to a loss. We are talking about loss of relationship, loss of a loved one, which is grief, loss of jobs, or any significant loss.
Honestly, it's not really easy. When I lost my husband in the year 2005, precisely 17th of November, it's a very heartbroken event or scenario. Actually, there was no sickness. We just finished our morning devotion and getting ready for the children to go to school. My husband went into the bathroom to bathe and he couldn't come out again.
When I was in the university, I have this very beautiful, sweet damsel that I was in love with. She was 17 at the time and I was 18. And we were rolling, you know, we were freshers in the university. But somehow, her admission was revoked because she couldn't meet up certain criteria. It was a major turning point for me. It was a huge heartbreak because she had to go home to plan for another year.
However, being able to cope with heartbreaks and broken relationships differ.
It was like an eye-opener because everybody has its own wilderness journey in life. So I encourage people, I use that trauma, that scenario to encourage people that I come along with facing one kind of problem or the other challenges, pain, heartbroken situations. I try to encourage them that if I can go through this, and today I'm testifying, then you can pass through that.
Sometimes I'll feel depressed. I'll stay in my hostel room. After lectures, I'll stay in my hostel room. Sometimes during lectures, I'll be very quiet. So a few of my friends noticed that, and then they tried to come around me, to play around me, to just introduce me to other sports, other activities that would distract my mind from being lonely and from thinking about that.
No matter the situation, you must move. Here are a few coping mechanisms.
Sometimes healing takes years. This is what people don't understand. We usually tell people going through heartbreak, heal before you move on to the next relationship. So within a period of 3 months, 6 months, they think they have healed, but they haven't. How you know they have not healed is if there is any other trigger from the next relationship, everything will explode. They will get back to worse. So we advise family members to know that these things it takes time. It's a process. And the person can go from shock, which is the first stage. The person can go from shock to anger, to denial, to sadness. Maybe the person can still go back to sadness. If you're thinking that you finish, we see them a lot. After maybe their fifth session, you are thinking that, okay, we are past that stage of sadness. We are good, we are moving to the next stage. Then by the next section, you see that they have slipped back to that sadness. So I encourage family members to be patient with them. Be patient with them. They just need you to know that you are there with them. Give them all the time they need. Don't talk them out of it, telling them that it's not over 6 months.
Through the stories of others, we find the courage to face our own heartbreak and emerge stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Let's learn to love, and live again.
This is where we wrap it up for this week's Sunday special. Do join us same time next week for another scintillating experience. My name is Onyi Konsola Ojeladi. Do have a wonderful week ahead.